This is the high-altitude Amazon, where there is no room for mistakes. 40 meters above the solid ground, a world of zero gravity. Every centimeter is a trap, and every leaf can hide a watching eye. The silent predators and the fiercest battle for survival in the Cloud Kingdom. Welcome to Amazon, War in the Canopy. As the first rays of daylight break through the thick mist blanketing the Amazon, the world high in the canopy awakens after a long night of lurking dangers. At nearly 40 meters above the solid ground, life does not begin with peaceful serenity, but always with a suffocating state of high alert. Atop these ancient trees reaching for the sun, a special clan prepares for a new journey of survival. They possess neither the deadly talons of jaguars nor the free wings of regal birds of prey. Yet they remain the absolute terror of the entire canopy. These are the capuchin monkeys, primates dubbed the most intelligent masterminds of this wilderness. This creature faces the harshness of the rainforest, not with pure muscle strength, but with a much more advanced and evolved weapon, a brain that never stops working, and a superior ability to calculate. Their cunning eyes constantly dart back and forth, analyzing the slightest movement of the wind and every shift of the surrounding leaves to plan the new day. To the capuchins, the tangled branches are never a dangerous obstacle, but rather a perfect highway network to exert their absolute dominance. Watching the capuchin troop move swiftly at dizzying heights, one could easily mistake it for an artistic, zero-gravity dance. But in reality, behind that grace is a collective movement strategy optimized to the highest degree through thousands of years of evolution. They never choose a solitary journey in a high-risk environment like the Amazon. Capuchins always move in large troops, coordinating with each other extremely smoothly and constantly communicating through complex vocal systems. Every single member strictly adheres to the troop's route, creating a highly mobile army atop the ancient forest. Seemingly impassable gaps between two giant ancient trees and hollow branches that could snap at any moment are all measured and calculated precisely in a fraction of a second before making the decisive leap. Every jump is a gamble with death, and capuchins are the most experienced gamblers. The tight bond between members allows the troop to survey the entire surrounding space, turning the dense canopy into a mobile fortress where they can easily forage while protecting each other from hidden dangers. In this zero-gravity world, not even the slightest error is permitted, because at this height, a single slip from carelessness or an unexpected broken branch means a free fall into the lush green abyss. where the dark forest floor below waits to claim their lives. Harsh survival instincts teach the capuchins that intelligence must always go hand in hand with absolute caution. It is that intense spatial pressure that trains them to have high mental focus, making every movement and every tail grip on a branch a matter of life and death for the individual. But what makes the biggest difference, elevating the capuchin far above other residents of the Cloud Kingdom, is their ability to use tools in a highly creative and masterful way. They are among the very few wild animals that know how to turn inanimate objects into powerful assistants. A hard pebble is carefully selected from the ground, then patiently carried with them to a height of dozens of meters, with a single purpose: to smash open the heavily fortified protective shells of nutritious nuts that no other animal can reach. Not limited to stones, a hard, dry branch can also be intentionally broken to turn into a specialized prying tool. Capuchins skillfully use this wooden stick to pry open deep cracks in the bark of ancient trees, hunting for juicy larvae hiding deep inside the wood. This boundary-pushing, problem-solving mindset ensures that the Capuchin clan always finds a way out and is never driven into a dead end, even when the supply of ripe fruit high above becomes extremely scarce due to harsh weather. However, this intelligence has a darker side, turning them into the most feared opportunistic predators above. When vegetarian food resources are no longer enough to satisfy the nutritional needs of the growing troop, the capuchin's hunting instinct is instantly activated. They begin an organized search, planned with extreme sophistication across the tree layers. Their targets now shift to anything alive and moving within sight, from lizards to tree frogs. Young bird nests hidden behind the foliage, left unprotected by parents, are their preferred targets. The terror of the Capuchin troop does not lie in roaring cries or direct bloody attacks, but in the chilling silence before they strike. They know how to divide boundaries, simultaneously block all possible escape routes of the victim, and coldly corner the prey into dead ends high on the branches, where their nimble fingers will finish the job. Yet, the Amazon world has never been an easy story for anyone. Capuchins are intelligent and ruthless to the weak, but they well understand they are neither immortal nor at the top of the food chain in this cloud kingdom. While they are fully absorbed in enjoying the spoils of their hunt, other eyes from higher skies are already locking onto them. Absolute alertness is the only key to keeping their lives, because with just a single second of distraction, the mastermind can instantly become the next victim. Leaving behind the calculating territory and noisy chases of the Capuchin troop, the dense Amazon canopy leads us deeper into a world flooded with color, but also harboring countless treacherous traps. Amidst the perennially lush green foliage stretching boundlessly under the brilliant sunlight, a giant beak bearing warm, vibrant hues appears with great pride and solitude. This is the toucan, one of the residents with the most distinctive, magnificent, and recognizable appearances in this tropical rainforest, mastering the highest branches with an incredibly leisurely and free demeanor. With an appearance that seems somewhat bulky, heavy, and a bit clumsy when moving. This bird has long been assumed by humans to be an icon of gentleness, friendliness, and artistic nature. Its vibrant plumage contrasting sharply with an oversized bill that takes up nearly 1/3 of its body length, makes it look like a cheerful guest, a fun clown strolling freely among the high branches without a single care or bringing any threat to the surrounding world. Throughout most of the day, that magnificent beak is used for completely peaceful and rhythmic tasks. The toucan skillfully hops through the most fragile twigs at the edge of the canopy, where heavier animals have no way of reaching, to harvest ripe, sweet berries. The long bill acts exactly like a perfect extended arm, helping them pluck and toss food deep into their throats with ease, without having to expend too much energy flying around. However, that colorful clown mask and fruit-picking dance are actually a perfect camouflage for a deeply ruthless and fierce predatory nature hidden within. The toucan's beak is by no means weak or uselessly hollow as it appears. It is constructed from a network of keratin protein fibers, complexly woven to withstand immense pressure. Notably, along both edges of the bill are rows of small yet sharp serrations, transforming this fruit-gathering tool into an incredibly secure clamping blade with high lethality when necessary. when the breeding season of other small creatures in the canopy begins, the toucan completely sheds its peaceful vegetarian coat to reveal itself as an opportunistic monster. The long, colorful beak now transforms into a heavy-duty raid weapon that haunts every bird mother. They begin a silent patrol, hopping from branch to branch without making a sound, casting their sharp eyes to stalk and thoroughly examine dark tree holes, the sanctuary of vulnerable young chicks. Recognizing the approaching shadow of the masked killer, the tiny parent birds can only fly erratically in a futile panic around their nest. They let out frantic cries for help, attempting to use their fragile strength to drive away an enemy several times larger than themselves. However, before a demon possessing a superior long-range weapon and a long bill that can reach deep into any nook and cranny, all protective efforts for their young are swiftly crushed under ruthless dominance. Without a single moment of hesitation or delay, the giant beak is launched with astonishing speed, thrusting deep into the very bottom of the dark tree hole. With ruthless, inescapable clamps combined with a powerful snapping force from its flexible neck muscle system, the toucan swiftly snatches the life of the poor eggs or young chicks. To the world of tiny creatures, this colorful bill is no longer a masterpiece of nature, but the very image of the Grim Reaper, where vibrant beauty transforms into a scythe of destruction. After filling its greedy crop, the clown-masked killer lets out its characteristic hoarse, raspy call echoing across the tree layers, like a proud declaration of its dominance before flapping its wings toward even higher treetops. But remember, the calculated ferocity of the toucan is just a very small patch, a hidden corner in the survival mosaic filled with fierce and intense competition within this vast cloud kingdom. Above that dense treetop canopy, where the open space directly faces the vast, sun-drenched and completely unsheltered sky, another equally fierce battle is silently unfolding every hour. This is the true realm of genuine knights, residents possessing boundless pride, fighting not just to scramble for life, but to assert their absolute mastery over the eternal sky of freedom. As the dense lower foliage recedes, giving way to the vast space touching the very edge of the sky, the Cloud Kingdom opens up a magnificent stage for its proudest dancers. Against the deep blue sky, a vibrant streak of brilliant red suddenly sweeps across, tearing through space with a breathtakingly splendid beauty. These are the scarlet macaws, creatures dubbed the Knights of the Amazon Sky. They master this space not through stealth or hiding in the shadows, but with a vibrant, proud presence that challenges every gaze. Unlike solitary birds of prey or skulking opportunists, macaws move in pairs or large flocks, creating a highly disciplined and beautiful flight formation. watching a pair of macaws fly wing to wing, their wing beats rising and falling in perfect synchronization amidst the strong winds of the forest top. Viewers can easily sense the sacred bond between them. This seamless coordination allows them to effortlessly cover distances of dozens of kilometers each day in search of food. The relationship of these sky knights is based on a steadfast loyalty rarely seen in the wild. Once they find their mate, a pair of macaws will remain together for the rest of their lives, sharing every hardship on their journey of survival. Perched atop the highest, sun-drenched, dry branches, they spend hours preening, caring for and guarding one another, creating an impregnable fortress of affection amidst the perilous rainforest. However, life atop the canopy is not just about romantic dances. To survive at this fierce height, macaws are equipped with an incredibly powerful biological weapon, a giant hooked beak with tremendous biting force. This glossy black bill is not meant for chasing other animals, but is a master key that helps them crack open the heavily fortified shells of the hardest nuts, which other creatures can only stare at in helplessness. But even with a powerful weapon and a united flock, the Sky Knights are never allowed to let their guard down. At the supreme border of the Amazon, danger does not come from the dark ground or the dense branches below. It comes from the high-altitude clouds. A large shadow suddenly glides above the flock's heads, causing the entire group to instantly freeze. Every preening movement or seed eating halted in a split second. Possessing a giant wingspan and talons that can tear apart any creature in the canopy. For the macaws, flying out in the vast open air brings freedom, but it also turns them into highly conspicuous mobile targets under the gaze of the sky's assassin. The battle for survival now shifts to a completely different rhythm, the rhythm of an organized escape. Hesitation, the alpha macaw lets out a piercing shriek, triggering the alarm system of the entire clan. Instantly, the vibrant flock explodes like a bomb of colors, flapping frantically to dive straight into the dense openings of the ancient tree canopy below. They use the very chaos of their red and blue streaks to disorient the vision and targeting capabilities of the solitary hunter. As the predator's dark shadow fades behind the distant clouds, a strained peace finally returns to the Sky Knights inside their green fortress. Hidden deep beneath the thick foliage, the flock silently gasps for breath, waiting for the danger to fully pass. That is the price to pay for freedom atop the Amazon. A brilliant, free-spirited life, yet one that must always be ready to trade for suffocating moments of escape just to survive. As the sunset light begins to dye the vibrant wings in gold, the macaw flock prepares for another long night of hiding. Yet, the Amazon world does not end at the sun-drenched, windy treetops. Following the rainwater pouring down along the ancient tree trunks, life leads us away from the kingdom of proud wings to descend into the lower spaces, where darkness and humidity begin to rule, opening a new chapter of silent predators. Daylight touches the highest treetops. The Cloud Kingdom does not awaken to colorful dances, but is instead shaken by an invisible power. From the misty expanse of the ancient forest top, an alpha howler monkey sits imposingly on a moss-covered branch. It needs neither vibrant wings nor a sharp beak, for its body carries an amplified vocal organ, a biological weapon capable of spreading terror across a vast territory. Without a single warning sign, the creature opens its mouth wide, its hyoid bone inflating like a war drum. A deep, fierce, and terrifyingly resonant howl bursts forth, tearing through the early morning mist. This sound resembles no other primate call. Instead, it carries the threatening weight of a heavy predator's roar, capable of traveling nearly 5 kilometers through the dense walls of the Amazon forest. For the Howler Monkey Clan, this terrifying sound is the ultimate survival tool to establish territorial boundaries without shedding blood. Instead of wasting energy on high-risk hand-to-hand battles with rival troops, the alpha male simply sits in one place and projects his howl into space. That roar acts like an invisible fortress wall, declaring to all other residents that this land is occupied, and any intrusion will meet a heavy price. Several tree layers away, a rival troop planning to enter the boundary suddenly freezes as the sound wave crashes down. They perk up their ears, assessing the speaker's strength through the depth and resonance of the howl. Natural instinct tells them that confronting an enemy with such a powerful breath is utterly foolish, and the rival troop quietly retreats, leaving peace to the core territory. However, behind that powerful vocal weapon lies an incredibly paradoxical and strangely quiet lifestyle. As the sun rises high, pouring scorching heat onto the forest top, the entire howler monkey clan barely moves. They lie slumped, lazily draped over large branches, remaining motionless for hours like wooden statues. This is not mindless laziness, but a deadly serious and harsh survival strategy to combat the heat. The primary food source for howler monkeys is not sugar-rich berries or protein, but the mature, tough leaves available everywhere in the canopy. This diet is incredibly poor in nutrients and extremely difficult to digest. To unlock energy from this raw fiber, their digestive system must function like a slow fermentation factory, requiring the animal to minimize all unnecessary body movements to conserve every precious calorie. Under the scorching heat of the Amazon, every single leap between branches and every useless chase can push them into dehydration and fatal exhaustion. Harsh survival instincts have trained howler monkeys to adopt a maximum slow-motion lifestyle. They transform energy conservation into an art form, accepting a slow-paced life in exchange for absolute safety against the severity of the weather. The stillness of the entire flock is so profound that even small birds or insects flying past fail to notice their presence. They blend completely into the shadows of the green foliage, vanishing from the sight of dangerous predators soaring above. This is the second side of the survival medal, using roars to repel enemies from afar and using immobility to conceal themselves when the distance closes. As the sweltering midday heat begins to ease and the golden streaks of sunset dye the old treetops, the Lord of Sound finally shifts slightly. It casts a contemplative, heavy gaze over its vast territory one last time before darkness falls. Another day passes atop the Amazon canopy, where every creature has found its own unique method, a singular key to unlock the door of survival. Leaving behind the bustling world of roaring echoes and breathtaking chases atop the canopy, the humid expanse of the Amazon's mid-layer welcomes us with a strange stillness. Amidst the intricately tangled branches, a peculiar figure hangs upside down, as motionless as a moss-covered tree burl from decades past. This is the sloth. A creature possessing a lifestyle completely contrary to all ordinary laws of natural movement. In a place where speed usually determines survival, this animal has chosen a distinct path: slowness for life. Watching the sloth take several minutes just to turn its head or shift a single small step on a branch one could easily mistake it for an incompetent failure of nature. However, this ultimate slowness is actually a highly sophisticated and effective survival strategy honed over millions of years. Most top predators in the Amazon possess vision that is extremely sensitive to rapid movements. By eliminating all speed from its behavior, the sloth transforms itself into an invisible ghost, completely dissolving into the still background of the ancient forest. The invisibility of these reclusive masters is further reinforced by a unique camouflage ecosystem right on their backs. The sloth's coarse fur features small grooves, creating ideal conditions for green algae to grow parasitically by absorbing the rainforest's moisture. When the rainy season arrives, their coat turns mossy green, transforming them into an inseparable part of the foliage. Upon this mobile carpet of vegetation, hundreds of sloth moths also choose to dwell, creating a miraculous symbiosis to blindside any enemy. To support its body throughout its life in an upside-down position, the sloth possesses long, tough claws like cast-iron hooks. Their muscular system is designed not for explosive bursts of strength, but to maintain a persistent, resilient grip through days and nights without fatigue. This natural hook helps them anchor their bodies safely to high branches, withstanding the wild winds or pouring rains of the tropics. Like the howler monkeys, the sloth maintains an incredibly frugal and nutrient-poor diet, consisting mostly of hard-to-digest mature leaves. They can take up to a whole month just to completely digest a single meal within their giant, multi-chambered stomach. Because the energy acquired is extremely meager, the sloth is forced to live a life that conserves every single breath, turning immobility into the best protective shield for the survival of the entire species. However, the life of the reclusive master is not a sequence of permanent, absolute safety. Once a week, biological instinct forces the sloth to make an incredibly risky decision: leave its safe green fortress high above to descend to the ground for elimination needs. As they embark on this journey down the vertical tree trunk, the slowness that was once their invisibility cloak now transforms into a hanging death sentence. The moment its forelimbs touch the dark, damp carpet of decaying leaves on the ground, the sloth completely loses its ability to defend itself. Lacking a skeletal structure suitable for standing upright, it is forced to lie flat with its chest against the mud, awkwardly and slowly dragging its bulky body, using its 2 long claws. In a ground world teeming with bloodthirsty predators, every single centimeter of movement now becomes a direct face-off with death. From within the surrounding dark, dense bushes, the bloodthirsty eyes of a jaguar or a giant anaconda are silently locking onto this plump, slow target. The sloth cannot run, cannot fight back. Neither a colorful bill nor a terrifying roar exists here to rescue it. Its survival now depends entirely on sheer luck and whether the camouflage algae on its back is enough to deceive the predator's sense of smell. Fortunately, after those suffocating moments on the deadly ground, the reclusive master finally completes its task and climbs back up to its green fortress. As its claws hook tightly onto the high branch, the sloth once again hugs the tree trunk, as if reclaiming the eternal protection of Mother Nature. The threat recedes, returning it to a familiar zero-gravity life, where time seems to freeze and pass in a completely different rhythm. Leaving behind the dark, flooded swamps where giant reptiles hide within the cold waters, the journey of life reverses once more, heading straight up to the peak of the Cloud Kingdom. As the darkness of nightfall begins to blanket the forest layers, another proud phantom emerges atop the solitary ancient trees. This is the Amazonian hawk, one of the ultimate predators possessing the most flawless hunting skills in the sky. A creature that transforms the vast open air into a deadly chessboard where it always holds the first move. The most terrifying weapon of this Lord of the Skies does not lie in its talons, but is hidden within eyes of a highly unique structure. The fiery yellow eyes of the Amazonian hawk function like a pair of ultra-high-resolution telescopes, capable of magnifying images and seeing through the slightest movements, hundreds of meters away through dense foliage. For this assassin, a single leaf gently trembling, or a monkey's tail lightly swaying from a mile away, is enough to trigger a preordained massacre. In contrast to the booming flying style of the scarlet macaws, the Amazonian hawk chooses an incredibly cold and patient approach. It can stand motionless on a dry branch for hours, turning its ash-gray plumage into a seamless part of the ancient tree bark. This perfect camouflage allows it to completely vanish from the awareness of the jungle residents, turning itself into an invisible, deadly trap that silently counts down the prey's remaining time. Below the canopy, daily life still unfolds according to its natural rhythm. A small squirrel is busily nibbling on a nut, or a tiny bird is carelessly preening its feathers on a sun-drenched branch. They are completely unaware that right above their heads, an entity of death has locked onto their every single move. The boundary between life and death in this wild forest is so fragile that a single moment of distraction is enough to pay with one's life. When the time is ripe, the sky assassin strikes. Without a single warning sound, the hawk launches itself off the branch, tucking its wings to minimize air resistance. It plunges down along the steep path of the ancient tree trunk at a dizzying speed, akin to an arrow tearing through the wind. Its short yet broad wings are perfectly designed to dodge through narrow gaps between intertwined foliage layers without disturbing a single leaf. As the distance closes in a split second, the giant talons, curved and sharp as daggers, open to their fullest extent. The impact force from the high-altitude freefall generates tremendous kinetic energy, sufficient to snap the neck or paralyze the prey at the very first moment of contact. The poor creature only has time to register a dark shadow suddenly collapsing before everything sinks into permanent darkness. The hunt ends as swiftly and neatly as it began. Back atop the secure high branch, the Amazonian hawk spreads its wings to shield its hard-earned prize from prying eyes. It raises its head high, letting out a sharp shriek that echoes through the quiet night of the ancient forest. This is the triumphal song of an ultimate assassin, a resolute declaration of the absolute power held by those who master the Amazonian skies. From the proud scarlet macaw nights challenging the sun, the terrifying boundary-defining roars of the howler monkeys, the patient and invisible camouflage of the sloth, to the deadly plunge of the skyhawk. Together, they have woven a magnificent and fierce tapestry of survival beneath the shared roof of the Amazon canopy. Here, every single boundary and every single leaf represents an endless chapter of wild instinct. The journey through the Amazon canopy closes, yet the mysteries beneath this great green roof never truly end. Every flap of a wing, every resounding roar, and every calculated silence is a perfect piece, creating one of the most splendid wonders of survival on the planet. As the velvet curtain of night descends, the ancient forest begins a new cycle of stillness to prepare for tomorrow's fierce chases. Because in this kingdom of knights and assassins, the journey of wild instinct is eternal. With us, please subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next wildlife exploration journeys. Goodbye, and see you again.